Hey everyone. All right, so my guest isn't here yet, but that's perfect because it gives me a little bit of time to I don't know, address you guys, tell you what's going on. Did they get hacked? Nope, that was Justin from yesterday. J Chains. This guest did not get hacked that I'm aware of. Okay, so my guest today is from Project Play, which is a charity organization that helps underprivileged families send their kids to sports camps to like boost their confidence and typically keep them off the streets. We're streaming at an unusual time because I had double booked yesterday. Also, I do want you all to know that this actually started because Rick, who I was like, I don't really want to do an AMA. I really want to do like a real interview. So then we briefly talked to this guest whose name is Michael Christopher. And yep, he's in the waiting room right now. And he's like, no, real interview's good. I want a real interview. And you know what? That is rare that someone is really willing and able to address community real questions live. So I want to welcome him on, welcome your questions throughout. I have some of my own. All right. Hi.
Hey, how we doing? How you doing,
Good, how are you?
Again.
All right, so Project Play, your name is Michael Christopher, right?
So my full name is Michael Christopher Gonzalez, but I grew up, I go by Michael Christopher, yes.
Okay, so Michael Christopher, and has anybody ever? I guess that's not your last name, so it really doesn't apply as much. I was like, I've been told never to trust a man with two first names, but that's your first and middle, so I guess it's all right.
I hear you. Yeah, no, I'm not a Ricky Bobby or anything like that, but I go by Michael Christopher. It's just it was my handle for a while, and so people that met me on there, and then after we talked for a while, they started referring to me that way, so it kind of just stuck.
All right, cool. And it's not like I actually have friends from the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, where like that whole first middle name thing isn't that uncommon.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so give us a brief intro. What's Project Play? What's going on?
All right, so Project Play is in my hopes it's going to be the newest viral BSC coin on the Binance Smart Chain, and basically it isn't a charity coin. I know right now there is the whole fad with the meme coins, but we are not geared towards being a meme coin in any way. Our use case, though not technological, we utilize blockchain technology to connect the world in order to basically, our goal is at Project Play, we would like to help every child out there who comes from a low-income family or upbringing to be able to attend any sports camp or technological or entertainment program that they wouldn't be able to do without the donations that we'll be able to raise through this coin.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that it was not just sports camps, but it's like, whatever the kid is interested in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So obviously, as you saw from our website and stuff, a big focus is sports camps. I come from a big sports background, and I strongly believe that sports build a lot of character, and they help to form who a young man or woman or young boy or girl will become when they grow into a man or a woman. So for me, I always, when I was young, I remembered the phrase, a coachable kid becomes an employable adult. Mm-hmm. And that really stuck with me. But we don't want to limit it to just kids that play sports. There are plenty of kids that are into music or, graphical design or anything like that. So our main goal is really just to find the right individuals that have the right charities. And the reason that a big part of it is sports is because I happen to have some pretty good connections in the professional sports world. So that's kind of our niche. And that's exactly how we're going to be able to really build this brand.
Okay. So when we talked on the phone with Rick, on Telegram with Rick the other night, we were like having such a good conversation. We were like, oh my gosh, we have to stop talking because then it doesn't, like then it's not organic on the camera, and like just want this to come across as real as it is, right? So
Exactly.
so you were telling me something that a lot of people don't realize, and it's that most professional athletes have stipulations in their contract that require a certain amount of community service. So
Exactly. So so a lot of people don't know this, but almost, I would say, close to 100% of professional athletes, whether it's the MLB, Major Leagues, baseball, MMA, the NFL, even international soccer and FIFA, a big part of their contract, and it comes because of politics with the brands of like the NFL and their teams. They want their athletes to be public figures, and they want to be role models, which is a great thing. So they're in their contracts a lot of times is a clause where they have to meet a certain amount of either community service hours or charity per year. So what a lot of these athletes end up doing is, for example, say you're a professional football player. You say, all right, well, why don't I start a football camp? That's what I know, and that's what I'm good at. So they'll start a football camp, and they will volunteer at that camp, and that will be their community service. Or they will raise funds by the admission fee for that camp. What we've realized is there's still a little hole in there, because even though it's great that they're raising the funds by the admissions from the camp, there are plenty of kids out there that don't have the funds, or their families don't have the funds to go to that camp. So what our goal is to basically stop the whole idle hands, is the devil's work kind of thing, and get kids off the streets and basically give them the opportunity to attend these camps and programs. And that is exactly what Project Play will do.
Okay. So there's someone in the comments, Diraj says, please don't give money to any unverified charity institution. I agree with you. Diraj. So, Michael, can you tell me, Project Play, you exist as separately from what's going on with your cryptocurrency, right?
Right. So we actually are, we've already submitted all the paperwork to be an official nonprofit through the state of New York. And based off, I think his name was Harad's question.
Diraj, yeah.
Diraj's question. Absolutely. And a big part of the reason I've been in fundraising and nonprofit for over a decade now. And I've realized that a lot of like the top tier charities, even though they have a great cause, they have so much overhead that they only end up donating anywhere from like 2 to 7% of what they take in, which, if you think about it, like $1, so that's only 2 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, no, I've seen that a lot. And where they end up spending a lot of money, flying executives around places. And I think we've seen it with stuff like even really reputable charities, right? Like Wounded Warrior Project and stuff, where they took 4 executives and 1, wounded, someone who was wounded in combat. And yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah, and I get it to a certain extent. They have to keep the lights on. They have to pay people. But for me, if I'm going to be the one who's calling the shots, I would much rather be able to choose where the majority of the money goes. And that's a big inspiration behind this for me. And that's why I'm actually going back to my niche with the professional athletes. That's what's so great, because what I can do is for example, I can't say his name yet because we haven't made the first donation, and he's going to be kind of our unveiling. And there's an NBA player that we have locked in as our first donation. And he runs a basketball camp every year. He's a 3-time NBA champion. And basically, I'm going to be able to give all of the funds that we raise straight to this camp to send the kids to camp. You know what I mean? I'm not going to have to spend X amount of dollars on, sending someone, like you said, to some banquet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to be able to really put I would say realistically, we do have an office here. I will show it to you. Realistically, it's going to be more like 80 to 95% of the money will go to the kids. And the only money that is not going to the kids is keeping the lights on so we can continue to expand and grow so that money keeps coming in for those kids.
Awesome. Okay, so there's some people in the comments saying, I only give money directly to people. That's cool too. Like nobody's going to I'm not here to like try to make you buy into Project Play. We're just sharing information for some people who might be interested. So let's talk about something really quick. So so because you have everything set up as a charity, or I guess all of the paperwork filed for Project Play, once everything is verified and complete, and you're like a 501c or a 503c.
Yes, exactly. We'd be a 503c.
So let's say some people don't want to buy the token, but they would want to make a donation. Is that going to be a possibility? You are muted, so I can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you at all. I still can't hear you. Yikes. All right, he's going to go and come back. Cool. I don't need a tax write-off to help people. That's silly. Yeah, I understand that perspective. I donate stuff all the time to local, I don't know, wherever, thrift stores, and I don't really get the tax write-off paperwork. But some people do need to minimize their taxes or at least get some kind of break on them. So, if it's not for you, that's fine. I'm not going to try to convince you.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
I'm sorry about that. So the microphone on my computer wouldn't connect before, so I had to use my cell phone, and I got a call keeps trying to come in. So I'm trying to make it so calls can't come in while I'm trying to do the interview. I'm a mess a little bit.
No, I hear you. Hey, your mic now is really, really quiet.
It's really quiet now.
Oh, it's better now. Okay, sorry. So can you go back to what you were saying?
Okay, so I was saying that I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I asked you if people didn't want to, if people were like, yeah, I don't really want to participate in the token sale, but maybe I want to make a donation. Is it possible?
Absolutely. So the only reason that we are using the coin really is because blockchain technology is really such a huge thing right now. As everyone here knows, crypto is such a great thing, and it will give people the ability to feel like they're not only donating to this great cause, but they also have the opportunity to possibly make a profit from it. But absolutely, if you're someone who says, listen, I don't want to buy the coin, but I really like what you guys are doing and I really want to help the children, you can absolutely just reach out to Project Play, and we will absolutely just make a donation for you instead. That's not a problem at all. And at this point, we would not currently accept the donations because we are waiting for that registered from New York State to come in. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't take it until we have that, because we are all about transparency, and I'm not going to cross any lines or any gray zones. But we are only probably, I'd say, 2 days to 4 days out from that being a real thing. So for now, it is just the pre-sale, and COVID really just slowed things down. We submitted about 4 weeks ago, and we thought it would have been in by now, but with COVID and everything, they're a little understaffed. So we understand, and like I said, we will get there where we can accept just donations, but for now, it's going to be just the coin for probably at least the next couple of days to a week.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you know what? Speaking of the coin, I have a few questions. So are you aware at all of the history of crypto charity coins?
A little bit. I know that we're probably going in the direction of some skepticism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I actually, I'm a little bit aware with them. I know projects like Save and Yummy right now are pretty big. And I also know that there have been a couple of coins that claimed that they were going to be charity coins that ended up not being charity coins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and then also there's like, if people profit off of a token that they buy as a charity coin, what incentive do they have to not sell that, at a profit? And
Okay,
then leave the charity with less than they would have had?
so that's a great question. And the answer to that is very simple to answer. So the money for the charity comes from, it's the tokenomics of the coin. So every buy, sell, or transaction in general, transfer from one wallet to another, there's going to be a 10% tax on that transaction. 8% of that tax is what is going to be split between buybacks and burns of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
The other 4% is going to go to the charity wallet.
Okay.
So charity wallet grows every time someone buys the coin, sells the coin, or sends the coin. So if everyone sold the coin, we would have some trouble because we wouldn't exist. But if someone decided to take profit, they have now donated to Project Play when they bought the coin while they were holding and helped us grow so other people could come in and stabilize the price.
Okay.
And then when they sell the coin, they're gonna pay that tax again. Now the other 2% of that tokenomics that I left out is going to be a redistribution to all holders.
Okay.
So that's an incentive for you to hold your coin.
Okay, so it's like staking, but without requiring the action.
Exactly. Tokenomics is kind of a big thing right now, especially, I don't want to drop names, but with coins like Safe Moon, and I know there was a lot of skepticism behind them too. And that's why we submitted for audits right away. And that's why I'm more than happy to share our tokenomics very, very visually and transparent at every time. And as far as the skepticism goes behind like the donations and stuff like that with the coin, we are right now, so our wallets, the only wallets that are not locked at this point are two wallets. One wallet, which is the charity wallet, and the other wallet, which only holds about 1% of the coin, which is a marketing wallet, which we will use for things like our partnership with UNICEF and getting the word out there and things like that. Both of these unlocked wallets are always viewable and fully transparent on things like BSC scan and things like that. And the only times that we will be pulling out of the charity wallet, we will be doing a live stream. So every holder or potential holder or just spectator will be able to see live where that money is going, and we will provide any documentation that anyone, wants.
Okay, got it. All right, so Vaibhav Kumar has asked a couple of times now, so I'm going to ask, even though that's not really the kind of episode that this is, he says, as we know, there are a lot of tokens available in the market. Then how can we decide which token is best for us or will be a game changer token for us? So I would say like Project Plate isn't really trying to be a game changer token for you. It's trying to be a game changer token for the people who the tax from it will benefit. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd say that that's definitely on the right path. So we're not, like I said earlier, we're not a technological genius. You know what I mean? We're not changing the world through blockchain as far as advancement in technology goes. But as far as there being a lot of coins out there and choosing the right coins, all I can really speak on with that is that Project Play will give you the ability to hold a coin that not only is helping the world, but the youth, which is our future. And as long as we do our job right and we capitalize on our ability to market through our niches, we will be able to hopefully bring a profit to the holders as well. So I mean, I hope that answers the question. Like I said, we're definitely not a technological unicorn or anything like that, but there is definitely room for us in the space, and there has been charity for as long as back as long as you can go, and there will be charity for the rest of time. So why not have some good charities in the crypto space as well?
Sure, yeah. And so because most of the people watching this show and this whole like building bridges theme is really about establishing relationships between crypto communities, I have to mention the crypto community that I kind of represent here. So I am a multi-coiner. I believe in a multi-chain, multi-coin future. That said, like, I think that the coin that everybody really wants us to mention right now is Hex. And it's because it's a complete, have you heard of it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you're familiar probably with a lot of FUD. Like anything beyond that?
No, not really. I've only
Okay.
heard of it because of the bad stuff that's out there right now.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I've seen it on Twitter, basically.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, I think a lot of that has really started to die down, especially after, you know, a lot of time has gone by and people have seen it continuously producing a lot more positive results than a majority of cryptocurrency. I mean, by market cap, it's now number 8.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know, it's a time deposit. It's a certificate of deposit. So what's really cool about that is like someone gave me early on, someone gave me some Ethereum to transform into Hex, and this was like when I was really skeptical about it. And I was like, okay, well. And the idea was just to like incentivize me to learn a little bit. And it really wasn't very much money. But so I locked that for my daughter for 15 years. And I now think that my daughter will never have to be a wage slave. So like it's possible to use, and I think, you know, particularly with your interest in charity, like it's something that you may want to look into at some point in the future, because you can use Hex to build a passive income. Like you could have it, you know, you could have stakes set that every 1 month or 3 months or whatever, they reset and you just pull off the interest. And there are people who are fully making more than they are at their full-time jobs now from just the interest on their stakes.
That's absolutely amazing. And so I'm so glad you brought that up, because I am big into crypto myself. You know, I've been in the space for, you know, since the early days. And that is why when I came up with this idea to, you know, build on my passion, I wanted to take advantage of the crypto space. And you just kind of hit the nail right on the head, because even though we are not bringing technological advances to crypto, we are putting ourselves in that space for this exact reason, because we could take advantage of the advances in crypto. For example, like you just mentioned, like, for example, the donations, that charity wallet it's going to be sitting there at certain times. And even when we make donations, it's not necessarily going to be rung empty every time. You know what I mean? So why not figure out ways that we can build that charity wallet to larger amounts? Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And Hex is one of those ways, but of course it's volatile as well. So there are stable coin, you know, there are ways to like earn APRs and APYs on your stable coins also, that like I personally have like all of my savings in you know, earning like a high APY and stables. So yeah. So, also, since we're on this, and then we're going to come back to Project Play and probably get some more questions from the audience. I have a couple more for you. But since we're on this, also upcoming, the person who founded Hex, he forked the entire Ethereum ecosystem and is going to be called Pulse. And the idea is to relieve some of the pressure from Ethereum so the transaction costs on ETH can go down. And with very cheap transaction costs on Pulse, I know some people saw this last night on Twitter. I got a Pulse tattoo yesterday. This makes me the very first person with a Pulse tattoo.
That's excellent. I did see that tattoo today, and I didn't know about Pulse, and I was like, wait, so it's is that like you know, like the machine in the hospital?
Yeah, the EKG.
The Pulse machine. Yeah. So I'm like, does it have something to do with that? Like, I couldn't figure it out.
Yep. So, and also, so if you're holding any ERC20s, or if your charity organization is holding any ERC20 tokens, like tokens built on Ethereum, you'll get, it's the largest airdrop in history because you will get a copy of those tokens on the Pulse network.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's cool because we do have some ERC tokens. I mean, they're not on the nonprofit right now, but I have some personally. So you're giving me some good news.
Cool. Yeah. So maybe you're like, just don't, like maybe you need to want to keep your ERC20s, but like you donate the Pulse ERC20s,
Absolutely. It's a great idea.
Why am I shilling Safe Moon forks? I'm not. I don't think that this is a Safe Moon fork. I think that what you're referencing, Rick, is that yesterday I did an interview with what I guess was a Safe Moon fork. I did it because the person who reached out to me was like, please do an interview. And I didn't realize that it was a Safe Moon fork. And I was like, hey, let's just ask these people questions. I mean, I don't personally think that I'm responsible for people's financial decisions because I don't give financial advice. I never suggest that people buy tokens. I don't even suggest that people buy Hex or Pulse. So, I don't know. I wasn't shilling it. And in fact, while we were on the stream with your guys' critical questions, I asked your critical questions and was critical of the project myself. Additionally, I think regardless, like there is a big community that is behind that token who is also watching the stream and may have been able to get out or invest less money into a project that was unsafe because they were here. So I think it's important that we talk to everyone and build relationships with people because now maybe those people, maybe they end up fixing that project, right? And it becomes great. And maybe not, but some of the people who were in that project heard about our product and got into it instead. So, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm sorry if you have a problem with it. You don't have to watch.
And Nicole, I can just say real quick, maybe it's because of the tokenomics thing that it might have been Project Play also that he thinks is also tied to that from yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I can just say that although we hold tokenomics, SafeMoon did not invent tokenomics. Actually, it started from a coin called Reflect, which came out way before SafeMoon was even a thing. And just because you have a similar product, if a diner sells a cheeseburger and it's not good, it's not like the restaurant up the street doesn't have a good cheeseburger. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the tokenomics idea works for us because it gives us a way to donate money to the children without having to affect the buyers and allows us. Great. Oh.
You there?
Am I back?
Yeah, you were never gone.
Again.
Oh, so I'm cutting out for you.
Am I back?
Yeah, you were never gone, actually. Oh, he's gone now. Okay, so one thing that I did want to discuss with him, and I'll just I'm not going to close here because we are going to get ready to close, but just, hey, welcome back.
I'm sorry. I got
no worries. So one thing that I wanted to bring up, and we're really like getting close on time. I know you have something scheduled for after this. Was that your project was gate kept a little bit by Unicrypt. You locked the liquidity for the project, right? For your IDO, or was it an IDO?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then Unicrypt wouldn't approve your KYC even though you paid.
Oh, so unfortunately, Unicrypt has a third. I don't want to blame Unicrypt. I'll just be upfront about that. It's not Unicrypt's fault. Unicrypt uses a third-party company called Pass or Fail. And I have been able to talk with them today, finally, and we submitted for our KYC in the timely fashion like we were supposed to, and we did not get it back, and it was getting closer and closer to the launch of our pre-sale. And basically what happened was I couldn't get in touch with them. So then I found them on Telegram and I joined their group, and I realized that me and 20 other projects are in the same boat. And basically they must have, because of all of the coins that are being made right now, I think on the, ERC and on the BEP20, because of Binance Smart Chain, because of all the coins that are being launched right now, I think they're really backed up and kind of biting off more than they can chew. And they did not have our KYC done. So because of that, when you go to our pre-sale, it says, warning, this coin has not been verified with KYC. And that is a real, punch in the stomach kind of thing, because it could turn people away. And I get that as an investor.
Hey, you know what? Hex has experienced that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you know what? The only thing I can do is say that you can contact me. And I am fully transparent. I actually KYC'd myself with 3 different investors today via FaceTime by literally going into my pocket and taking my wallet out and showing them my license. Like, I am completely open. I am not trying to hide behind anything. And for me, this project isn't about me, but I am the one who is the creator of the project. So because of that, I am the face of the project, and I have no problem completely being out there fully. We have been audited by TechRate. That audit is in and it's available. We also have audits coming back from Solidity and Solid. And we're here in New York. I'll show you real quick. This is my office. You can see basically we're here. We're working hard. We wouldn't have this setup with with all my workers, and you can see our whiteboard there with our confirmed athletes. But we wouldn't have all this if we weren't here for the long run. That's all I can really speak of on that. And it's unfortunate, the KYC thing that happened with Unicrypt's company, pass or fail, the third party provider. But it's just a hurdle that we're going to get over. And as long as we are transparent and we keep moving forward and doing the right thing, I think that everything will work out in the end.
All right. Okay. So how much is it that you're trying to raise, and how much do you have right now?
Okay. So right now our soft cap for the launch is 250 BNB. Right before we started, let's see, we are at about 90 BNB right now. I do know that I just got off the phone with 3 colleagues of mine that are all purchasing the maximum. So that will give us a little bit more of a push. And I know that we are here. So hopefully this gives us a little bit more of a push. And I'm doing a bunch more of AMAs today that hopefully give me a push as well. And right now, 1 BNB gets you 450 trillion pro play coins. And after the pre-sale ends, 1 BNB will get you 10% less, which is 405 trillion coins. So you are getting them at a 10% discount right now. And we also have a hold feature for pre-sale buyers that if you hold for at least 48 hours after our launch on PancakeSwap, you will earn a 2% a day airdrop, maxing out after 10 days, which is a very big, for me, enticing thing. So we are really trying to do what we can. Being a crypto buyer, myself, I'm trying to implement everything I can to make sure that this is an attractive coin, even though it is a charity coin.
And hey guys, it was a clickbait title, just to be clear. Like, there's people because there was someone like, I don't watch clickbait titles, and someone's like, my friend Joe says like, hey, some D-Bag thought this was a clickbait title. It was. It was. So I told you guys, I was starting to experiment with like Richard, with Richard Hart's techniques, and like he regularly titles things like just to get people to watch them. So I'm like, let's do an experiment and see if that works when I do it, Why not? So because that was the title, let me just ask you, do you think Elon Musk will donate 500 BNB?
don't know if he will. He hasn't answered my calls, but
Okay.
I hope he considers it.
Okay, awesome. All right, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments now. Is there anything that you feel like I should have asked you that I didn't ask you yet?
The only thing I want to touch on is a little synopsis of us, and basically our niche is that we work directly with those professional athletes and entertainers, and instead of donating to these large charities, we do it directly to these individuals' charities. That way the funds can get the most bang for their buck, kind of thing. And everything that we ever do will be fully live, transparent, and we will always be there. And besides that, just hopefully you guys are interested in what you heard today, and you'll find us on Telegram, or you'll go on Unicrypt and participate in the pre-sale.
All right, awesome. So because now you've learned a little bit about Hex and how it can, and Pulse, and how potentially they can, help your organization and, like give you a little bit more information about those things. I'm hoping not only did this broadcast give you some, give you and your project some exposure, but also give us some exposure for you. And then I would like to, this is a thing we do, build a bridge. Would you build a bridge with me?
Oh, wait, this side?
Yeah.
Are we going like that?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That works.
Got it. There it is.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Michael, so much for being here today. Thank you all for tuning in on an unregularly scheduled broadcast. I want to remind everyone who's watching that on Wednesday, I will be on BitBoy's show. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern, and it's around the blockchain. So the way that it works is there are like 3 questions and 3 or 4 panel guests, and we all get like 2 minutes to answer each of the questions. And whoever gets the most points wins. So if you guys will all tune in and watch that, and you know what, I'm not asking you to vote for me if I have horrible answers, but like we all know I'm not going to have horrible answers, right? So so please tune in, vote if you think that I earn it, and because if I win, then I get 2 minutes at the end to shill. So or shill or spread a message. So yeah. Okay, Michael dropped off. He's back one more time. Let's add him back to the stream to say goodbye. No worries. Hey, man, we're just wrapping up.
My alarm just went off for my next interview. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Okay. Well, we're done here anyway. Thanks so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me and dealing with me and my technical issues because I couldn't use the computer today. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys check out Project Play.
Awesome. Thank you. And I think that there are probably some people who will be more interested in checking it out once they're able to make direct donations, especially if there's a way to make donations in cryptocurrency.
There will be. Absolutely.
Awesome.
That's already in our roadmap, and you'll be able to see that at launch as well.
Okay. Sounds great. Okay. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
You too.
Bye, everyone.